All right, so we have now started to build a really exciting game here. And the next thing that we're going to be covering is making some more advanced gameplay here. So I've just been playing around and we're going to create some bullets that can shoot. This is a lot more fun when we make it a shooting game, isn't that right? I think most of you would agree with me. So double click, create a new sprite here, put it in the shape of a bullet or flowers, however you want to do it, and call it bullet there. Put it here and it should look something like that. You can see the bullets moving. Awesome. Now, the way we're going to build this is very straightforward. We're also going to be adding here the keyboard. I've already added it, so it's not going to come up, but add keyboard to your game. We're going to use the mouse, the keyboard. If you want to make a touch screen, you can do that as well, but we're going to make this a keyboard sort of game. So then we go add event on keyboard, on key pressed, and the key pressed is spacebar, like that. Terrific. I'm just going to delete that one here. And then player spawn another object, and the player will spawn the bullet. Terrific. Now, the bullet is going to be spawning and it's going to be working, but of course it's not going to be killing our enemy. I will also add another event here, and we're going to add the weight. Is there a way to slow it down? I forget. It's been a little bit of time, every X seconds, okay? So every 1 second, and we just drag it right next to every time it is pressed. Can we put it? No, it won't let us do that. Let's see what happens here. I forget how to do that right now, but so we'll come back to that later. So we then go bullet on collision with another object, and that's going to be our enemy. And then we hit done like that. We then go bullet destroy. We're going to destroy the bullet, and we're going to destroy the enemy as well. So let's see what happens. Awesome. How cool is that? So it's always good to test it out and make sure everything is working. Oops. So that's how we add bullets, and we can always add coins. So the more coins, the stronger the bullet becomes. You can add health to the bullet. You can do all sorts of things. The next thing I'm going to share with you is how to go to the next level. So we double click up here, select the sprite again, and this time we are going to be adding, I suppose, a flag. That's good enough, and make it red. And fill that in. Always press the crop button, and we're going to call that flag, I suppose. Now, just for saving us a little bit of time, I'm just going to add the flag right here. Or I will like that. So you think you have to go through the enemies, but in fact you can just go down there as well. Now, right click on layouts and click add new layout there, and then hit add event sheet as well. So we're going to add an event sheet, and we're going to call this layout level 2. We're not going to call it layout, we're going to call this level 2. Excellent. And we're going to bring our player here, and the platform, and spikes. So they're going to have to jump very quickly. And you see I'm just dragging and dropping, but everything is going to work. So if I click on layout 2, or level 2 now, it should automatically jump to level 2. Oh, sorry, it's not going to use the same code because I'm using a different event sheet. I would recommend using the same event sheet. So just click on the gray part here and change it from event sheet 1 to event sheet 2. Let's test that out now. Yeah, there we go. How good is that? So it is sort of working. Now let's jump back to layout 1 and we'll go to event sheet 2 on player on collision with another object, and that object being the flag. Hit done. What is the action? Well, we're going to go to the next level. So layout, go to layout 2. Now you can use this as well for making a game menu, and we can do that as well. So here we go. I'm here, and I'm on my level 2. How cool is that? So let's create another layout. It's always good to have a good menu. So hit add layout. We will add an event sheet this time because it's going to be the menu. And this is our menu one now. We add text. And we call this menu. You can make yours a lot prettier than mine. You can either use buttons or sprites. Buttons, they give you that feel. We are going to add touch and mouse. I don't think we need to add both. I think it should work. All right, let's add a button here and press it as play. And on that pressing of that button, we are going to go, make sure you're on event sheet 3 or your menu events. We're going to go on touch. Is touching object, is touching the OK button. We are going to go to level 1. Where is this? Go to layout. Go to layout 1. Awesome. So now it's starting to work well. Let's, instead of restarting layout though, if you get hit by the enemy, we go to the menu. Or we could actually add a game over menu or screen, layout, game menu, game layouts, game over layout. Sorry, I'm getting my words confused. And then we go to the menu after it says you've lost, you died. But we'll just, for the sense of just continuing on, we're going to move on. So go to layout, menu. So now, and I'm not going to restart layout. Awesome. Menu. I'm going to call this level 1. Now, please spend more time designing than I am myself. It's not working. What have I done? Oh, is touching object on touched on no is touching. It doesn't like that. Maybe because I'm got a mouse, so that's all right. I'm going to add the mouse object. And on click, no. On object clicks, there we go. Button, done. Okay, this should now work. It's not. Go to level 1. Okay. It should be going. What have I done? On left click. Oh, is it because it's a button? Oh, okay. Sorry, it's more buttons act differently than the text. Yeah, there you go. Okay, so we're using buttons. If it's a sprite, you would use on touch sprite. Cool. Oh, so let's try that again. Play. There we go. So straight away. So we've been able to do quite a few different advanced things now. That's only 5 minutes into it. Excellent. The next thing we're going to do is let's play around with player health, and we're going to each time they land on spikes, we're going to like make it look like they've been hurt. We could do a few different things, but let's play with particles. Particles are a lot of fun to play with. They're just essentially tiny little images that simulate blood, smoke, fire, without being CPU intensive. Okay, they look really cool and they're used throughout games. I'm just going to do that, and I'm going to call my particle here blood. Feel free to do something else. Now we have to get this correct. We're going to just do it not a continuous spray, just a one-off shot. And let's just see what this looks like to begin with. Yeah, that looks pretty good, doesn't it, already? Let's change the size to 16. It's a bit big. Yes, grow rate. Make it, yeah, everything's looking good. Let's make timeout 2. Oh, that's not good. Make it 1.5. So you see, you play around with the settings here, and you can build all sorts of different effects. You could make a snow. No, that's not good either. And spray cone, maybe make it 110. See what happens if I do that. And okay, that works. Angle, let's change the angle to 90. See what happens here. Yeah, I like that much better. So when they steps on the spikes, it's going to look like they're bleeding. So let's get rid of this restart layout because we don't need it anymore. We're going to add action, player, spawn another object, and we're going to make it the blood. Let's check it out. Now it's equal to 90. It looks like it's coming out of its head instead of its feet. So let's change that as well. So click on your player here, and you've got an image point. We'll leave that image point there, but we're going to create a new image point, and we're going to make it right here, or even a little bit further down. So there's that image point, and we're going to go back to this image point here, double click on the spawn blood, and change the image point to a 1. That should look more realistic now. It does, but it could be improved. Oh, I can't even jump up there. Okay, so we're getting there. Let's now create a new variable here called health. And instead of creating a global variable, we're going to make a local variable for the player here. So add new variable called health. And each time the player hits those spikes, we're going to decrease the value, subtract from health 1. And then if player health is below that value, it will restart the game. So you've been able to build quite a bit here, and hopefully that's going to give you some new ideas on what sort of games to build. Where is it? compare instance variable. So if it's less or equal to 0, we are going to go to menu. See what happens. Yeah. So you have to land on the spikes twice now. We should add a health, maybe, or we could even do something else